As he saw it, mankind was a strange curiosity. When he is at his very best, he's a low-grade, nickel-plated angel. At his worst, he's unspeakable, unimaginable, and first and last, all the time a sarcasm. Yet he blandly and with all sincerity calls himself the noblest work of God. This is the truth I'm telling you, and this is not a new idea with him. He has talked it all through the ages, and he's believed it. Moreover, I'll put another strain upon you. He thinks he's the Creator's pet. He believes the Creator is proud of him, believes the Creator loves him, and has a passion for him, sits up night to admire him, and watch him, and keep him out of trouble. He prays to him, and he thinks that God listens. Isn't that quaint? He fills his prayers with crude, bald, and florid flatteries of God, and thinks he sits up, purrs over these extravagances, and enjoys them. Yeah. It is time to go.
Thanks to Athens, historic Athens Porch Fest. It's good to see you guys. This is like the least hot show that we played outside this year. We played like 3 swelteringly hot shows outside this year, so I'm actually okay with this. The Incredible Melting Goth Band.
Okay, I'm here with Dusty Gannon of Vision Video, a local band from Athens, Georgia, and it's a hot summer day in July, and we're out here. And how are you doing, Dusty?
Doing well, staying busy. Working a lot extra time at the fire department lately, but just staying as busy as I can, and making the best of it as far as the pandemic is concerned. So,
what is it that first drew you to Athens? As I assume you were a musician before you came here?
Yeah, I wasn't never what I would consider to be like a professional level musician at any point. It was just sort of a hobby that I maintained from sort of learning in high school, kind of getting into guitar and singing, and then really in college, and then like a lot of time in the Army that I spent just playing guitar. And towards the end of my time in the Army, I really got back into it and started relearning and getting a little bit more technically proficient with it. But I left the Army in 2016 and moved back to Athens, and I just basically wanted to come back here to start a a band that was going to be an effort at making music like my profession. And that's kind of like what the central concept of what brought me back to this town, because I grew up around here.
Oh, okay.
I went to Oglethorpe County High School, which is the next county over, and I moved here when I was 17. I dropped out of high school, and so music has always been like a really important facet of my life. And when I left the Army in 16, I could have gone anywhere in the world really, but I decided to go back to Athens because Athens has such a really fantastic community that centralizes around the infrastructure of creation and art, and specifically of music. And I think a lot of that comes from the storied, rich, storied history of the music scene here from the 70s and 80s and onward. Coming back here when I left, when I was stationed in Germany, I was coming back to the States. I mean, it was kind of an easy decision for me because I was like, well, I could move to New York or LA, but it's like really saturated with musicians there in a large sense, and it's extremely expensive. Whereas Athens is, it's getting more expensive, but I feel like it's a generally accessible place to move and live if you are an artist and if you want to create, regardless if it's music or another form of media. So.
And who would you cite as let's talk about local influences first, and then move on to general influences.
Okay.
So who coming here, are there some local bands that have inspired you?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, I look at the late 70s and early 80s of the new wave and post-punk era that I'm really rooted in with my own music and what we do with Vision Video. The first concert that I ever went to was the 20th anniversary show of the B-52s at the 40 Watt, and I was like 16 years old.
Very cool.
It just blew my mind. It was so good. But yeah, REM, obviously, their first couple records to me it's just like some of the best sort of jangle pop, post-punk that is even out there in general. Murmur is just such a wonderful piece of art, and Pylon for sure. It's just a really special town. It's a progressive town. It's pretty liberal, and it's very just conducive to creation. I mean, I pull a lot of inspiration from literally just like walking around this place. There's just some energy to it. I think there's a very special place that keeps kind of a sense of nostalgia for me. Since I grew up around here, especially, a lot of my inspiration with music comes from, ultimately looking at my childhood and my early adulthood, growing up and really coming of age here in this town. And then having left and gone to a war in Afghanistan, and then doing some of the things that I do now with the fire department. This place is sort of like a haven in a way. I always feel authentic.
Thanks, guys. You guys rule. Have a fun Athfest.